corrected something that is wrong, something that's going terribly wrong. And the thing that's going terribly wrong in our lives is that we still have this inclination to sin. We still have a desire to do something wrong because it's there. We desire to do things that aren't really truly holy, things that aren't good in the eyes of God. But we do them because we're afraid of something else. We're afraid of not being loved. We're afraid of being rejected. We're afraid of something. And ultimately what God is telling us each and every day is, I love you no matter what. Nothing separates you from me. So much so that I'm going to show you the better way. I'm going to discipline you. And when God disciplines us, He disciplines us slowly and mercifully. He never does something that's harsh to us. He allows us and gives us that opportunity to recognize who He is, and so turn wholeheartedly to Him, and to love Him with our whole heart, soul, mind, and strength. Because that's what He desires. That's what He's created us to do. And until we do that, we wander lost and confused. And that's where discipline comes in. So what is discipline? It's two things. Discipline is instruction. Listening to instruction. The disciple is a student, a learner, a person who hears from the master. And the other thing that discipline is recognizing within ourselves that there are things that are out of line, that need to be brought back in line, that need to be straightened out. And that the only thing we can do about those is to recognize that Christ needs to be in our hearts. So we need to recognize when we're making decisions, whether or not those decisions are truly in line with what Christ would have us do. And so we look at what we do on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, when we are in our workplace. Do we treat each other with respect and dignity? Do we show to others our discipline, how disciplined we are, so that when they look at us, they say, why are you disciplined? Why do you care? No one else seems to care. Just live life the way you want to. Who cares? Well, we recognize there's something greater, something far better, and that is the holy city of Jerusalem, the city that comes down from heaven, the city that God wishes to bring us all into, which is what Isaiah is talking about. Isaiah is talking about the people going out, the disciples going out. He's talking about the mission to the nations, to bring them in to the kingdom of God, to bring them in. But it takes discipline. It takes recognizing that the things we hold on to, we need to let go of. That we need to be willing to lose our lives in order to gain our life with Christ. And sometimes that means that when we're in a work environment and somebody says to us, it's okay to skim a few hours. It's all right to cheat the boss. It's okay to talk bad about that coworker over there. We need to have the courage and the discipline to stand up and say, no, enough is enough. We won't participate in it. We will stand away from it. Because we recognize that we need to order our lives around Christ and what He would have us do. Not what we ourselves want to do. Because a lot of times what we want is not in line with what Christ truly desires us to do. And that takes a very radical honesty on our part to recognize that it's not always easy. It's not always going to be the path of least resistance. Have courage. Encourage one another. Encourage one another to do the right thing. It doesn't mean have a judging. It just means that when you see somebody faltering under pressure to do something wrong, give them that encouragement that they need to do the right thing. Let them know that they're going to be there to help them to do the right thing. Because we are all in this together. We can help one another. But ultimately, it's up to us individually to decide what we're going to do, how we're going to accept Christ's calling in our life today. So will you accept discipline today in your life? It's a far better course.